What's up, guys? Jason back to my channel. Time to be doing a review for Aew Dynamite Grand Slam that finished a few minutes ago, whatever. And I'm just gonna do it then with Nigel McGuinness versus Brian Danielson. The theme for Nigel McGuinness hits, and it comes in his Brian Fears Nigel T-shirt as he sells inside the square circle. His music dies down. The entrance tune for AEW World Champion Brian Danielson plays, but no one comes out. McGuinness gets on the microphone and says, "It's just like he thought." He says he hasn't seen the American Dragon all day. He demands a referee count to 10. And if Danielson doesn't come out, he'd be stripped of the AEW World Championship. The referee begins his count, but before he can get to the count of 10, Europe's final countdown hits instead of Danielson's regular theme. Like a few minutes earlier, the crowd explodes and excuse me, I'm sorry. And following a proper delay, the AEW World Champion finally emerges. And hold on, guys, sorry, something keeps on popping up. Anyways, where am I at? Crowd explosion and stuff. Um, Merge delay finally emerges in the ring gear to another big crowd explosion as Danielson heads to the ring. Go JR mentions on commentary that he is 50 years deep into his pro wrestling career and he respects Danielson more than anyone else he can think of. The fans sing along with Final Countdown as Danielson settles in the ring. And the scrolling thing is so stupid around here. Anyways, damn. The two have a lengthy stare down as fans break out with various chants of excitement before the two even touch. Excuse me, I'm sorry, guys. The bell sounds are officially off and running with this highly anticipated showdown of former rivals. We see things get started with McGuinness sending Danielson back with an uppercut before playing to the crowd and taunting the fans. Inside Arthur Ashe Stadium, Danielson makes him pay by sending him to the corner with a forearm of his own. They lock up again, with Danielson escaping a wrist lock, only for McGuinness to knock him down. He gloats about this as he circles the mat, but Danielson takes him down before following up with a spinal tap. McGuinness, however, gets back to his feet. The two trade strikes this time until Danielson sends him down with a kick to the leg. Nigel appears to play this up, drawing Brian in to mount up for some punches, but Danielson turns around. Nigel does all he can to break out, turning around for some more punches until the champ catches him with a few extra strikes. Nigel finally escapes looking for a label lock, but Danielson counters with one instead, forcing McGuinness to crawl to the ropes to break the hold. Nigel forces the champ to the outside when he takes control by sending Danielson to the barricade before setting up the steel steps for a drop toe hold, sending Brian down hard. Yeah, crazy. Oh, come on. Alright, McGuinness goes after Danielson's hand next before Brian nearly escapes disaster to get to his feet and sends McGuinness into the ring post. Nigel turns it around by slamming the champ's arm against it before bringing Brian back into the ring. Nigel catches his arm locking in a London dungeon until Brian forces a break at the ropes. Brian starts fighting back now, sending Nigel down before taking to the top turnbuckle, but Nigel intercepts Tower of London set up by McGuinness, but Danielson escapes before hitting his running knee on his old rival. Brian gets to his feet before laying in a series of kicks. Nigel culminating in a roundhouse kick that gets the champ a close two count. Danielson brings Nigel to his feet before sending him to the corner, but McGuinness catches himself for a headstand on the turnbuckle, only for Brian to twist his head to loosen the grip. Nigel responds with the hard lariat and the cover, but only gets a 2 count for his efforts. Danielson slaps the bell lock on again, only for Nigel to once again survive and escape. After some more back and forth action, the American Dragon once again secures his label lock, finishing submission hold. McGuinness tries again to escape, but this time he can't. He says thank you to Danielson and taps out. Oh, tell you the truth though, they kind of bleeped it out. They thought he said fuck you, but he didn't. He said thank you. I don't know why they blocked the thank you. I don't know. So weird. And the stupid scrolling thing. Alright, after the match, Christian Cage's theme hits and he makes his way out of the entrance tunnel with his contract for a guaranteed AEW World title shot at the time of his shooting on a clipboard in his hand. He pulls out a pen and goes to sign it to cash in. to cash it in. Before he can put pen to paper, Kip Sabian appears from behind, yanks a pin out of his hands, and runs off to the back. Cage runs back after him. He sees Claudio Castagnoli and Pac waiting behind the curtain and continues running. After this, we shift gears into our first commercial break of the evening. Yeah, it was commercial free during that match only. So, yeah, it was a good match. So, winner is Bryan Danielson. Alright, FTW, next match is FTW Championship Hook, who's your champion, versus Roger Strong. Damn, scared the shit out of me. Don't worry about it. If you guys hear something outside, don't worry about it. I don't know what it is. When we return the bat symbol for Hook flashes inside Arthur Ashe Stadium, and then we hear the familiar sounds of Action Bronson as the FTW champion emerges and heads to the ring for title action in our second match of the evening. Alright. From there, the Undisputed Kingdom entrance tune plays. Roger Strong makes his way out, accompanied by Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. The bell sounds and official offering with this one. Strong getting a firm wrist lock on the champ, who tries to turn around. Strong sends him to the corner with the hold, but this only leads to the two going at it on the mat before Roderick is forced to take a breather on the outside. Hook doesn't give him this, going right after him until the challenger gets away, grabbing a kendo stick from nearby, only for the champ to give it back to them tenfold, beating them down and also giving Taven and Bennett some smacks for good measure. The FTW champion connects with the connects with a T-bone suplex that sends Bennett to the floor. He does the same to Taven down as well, but the distraction leads to Strong taking over and gaining the upper hand. On that note, we head to a mid-match commercial break. Alright, Strong continues to work over Hook, bringing the action back into the ring. Hook finds out of a back breaker, but is taken back to the mat by Roderick, who stomps at him until Hook gets to his feet once more. Strong has him against the ropes with some strikes, bringing him back to the center, which gives Hook an opening for a T-bone suplex. On that note, we return from the break to Hook fighting off Taven and Bennett once again and locking Strong in his Red Room submission finisher in the ring for the win. With the victory, Hook retains the FTW Championship. After the match, wraps up. Tony Schiavone interviews Hook at ringside and brings up Hook bringing a New York native, licensing whatever, the always fun cheap pop from the New York crowd in attendance. He talks about Hook's legendary father Taz, who is shown seated inches away. Hook goes on to retire the FTW Championship in a cool moment, sharing a hug with his pops before the show heads into another commercial break. So, winner and final FTW champion Hook. So yeah, that was the final FTW championship match. And yes, Hook was crying. So Taz was crying, so because he had to retire the belt. So yeah. Anyways, next match is AEW World Tag Team Championship. The Young Bucks, who is the champions, versus Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher. But return for the break, we head back to the ring where the Dapper Yapper Justin Roberts begins a formal pre-match reintroductions for our third match of the evening, which will be our second title thus far. Alright, so on that note, Don Callis joins the gang on special guest commentary for this one, as well. Ospreay's theme hits, and the aerial assassin emerges alongside Don Callis' family member and his longtime friend Kyle Fletcher. The two settle in the ring for their AEW World Tag Team Championship opportunity. The Young Bucks music hits next. Out comes Nicholas and Matthew Jackson for the latest defense of their AEW World Tag Team Championships. The bell sounds are official overrunning, with this one kicking things off for the respective teams are Nicholas and Ospreay. Matthew quickly gets involved as well, however, which also brings in Fletcher. The Bucks get him out of the picture and start to take over on the early offensive. Nicholas grabs Ospreay as Fletcher tags himself in, and Will escapes before the two double team Nicholas. They end up propping Matthew onto Nicholas before connecting with the insane launching moonsault from Ospreay off of Fletcher onto the stacked champs. The Bucks end up on the outside where Ospreay and Fletcher hit big dives before the show heads into a mid-match commercial break. When we return from the break, we see Fletcher fighting from underneath in the middle of an offensive comeback. Fletcher manages to fight back the champs off long enough for a tag to Osprey, who takes to the ropes to take the Bucks down. Nicholas tags in for the Bucks, who takes a standing moonsault from Osprey for a big crowd pop. Matthew tags back in, and the Bucks start to shift the offensive momentum back in their favor. They set Osprey up on the ropes for a big double team spot that draws a close 2 count for the champs. The Bucks look for the BTE trigger, but Osprey instead hits a double cutter on Nicholas and Matthew for a close 2 count. The crowd came to life there, all 4 men duking it out when Osprey blasts Matthew with the hidden blade. Bucks take back over from there, hitting a TK driver on Fletcher. Now the legal man on the hard part of the ring apron. They go for the cover, but only get 2 before we head to our second mid-match commercial break. We return to Osprey and Fletcher pit dueling styles clashing for huge pops. All four brawl once again, and we see Osprey and Fletcher hit a TK driver of their own on Jackson for a super close 2 count that got the crowd out of their seats inside Arthur Ashe Stadium. They hit another big double team move for another close pin attempt. Seconds later. Fletcher takes Matthews up the ropes and hits a turnbuckle bomb brainbuster for another close pin attempt, which Nicholas breaks up just in the Nicholas of time. Anyway, the action continues with the Bucks on the floor. Fletcher hits a big toe suicidal. Callis pops up from the commentary desk and sneaks a screwdriver to Fletcher. After a slight delay, Fletcher ends up sliding into the ring while Callis ties the referee up. He has a screwdriver in hand and looks ready to use it. He cocks his arm back, but before he can blast Jackson with it, Osprey slides in and catches his arm to stop him. This leads to the Bucks taking over and ultimately hitting BTE triggered for the win. With the win, the Young Bucks are still your AEW World Tag Team Champions. So winners and still AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Young Bucks. Alright, I have a segment coming up, but first a backstage thing. Backstage, Renee Paquette is with the conglomeration. They put their t-shirts on Shop AEW, and then Mark Briscoe cuts a promo like only he can to promote the conglomeration versus the Learning Tree and Trios action on AEW Collision Grandstand. For those interested, today's word of the day was Roachferus or something like that. Alright, inside Arthur Ashe Stadium, we see Tony Schiavone standing at the top of the entrance ramp. He introduces his guests at this time. New York's own Prince Nana. Swerve Strickland's theme hits, and out comes his manager, doing good dance, but always good dance. Nana, who does the Who's House? Swerve's House. A call and response chant with the crowd, and then mentions that Swerve is not yet medically cleared to return, but says he's working hard every day for all the fans. We hear someone off camera say, "Excuse me." With that said, former WWE superstar MVP makes his way out in a suit with the cane in his hand. MVP talks to Prince Nana about Swerve, who calls one of the best there is. He says Swerve's 2024 AEW World Championship run will be studied for generations to come. MVP goes on to say he saw the whole thing, but he also saw him lose the title and have his childhood home burnt down to the ground. He asks why Nana is out here smiling. He says he doesn't see that as a failure on Swerve, but on his management. Damn. He says Swerve's management is more interested in shucking coffee and dancing than his client. He says when Swerve is ready to be taken seriously again and ascend to the mountain top where he belongs, please give him my business card and let him know I'll be ready to talk business. We all know what that means. Nice little hurt business tease from MVP before he walks off to end the segment. And we all know where this is going. Alright guys, we're almost finished. Next match coming up is AEW Women's World Championship. The Glamour Mariah May, who is the champion, versus Yuka Sakizaki. We return to the ring for more championship action as we prepare for our next match of the evening, which features the AEW Women's World Championship on the line. Yuka Sakizaki makes her way out to the ring for a big title opportunity. She sells inside and her music dies down. The entrance tune for the reigning and defending Women's World Championship hits next. Out comes the Glamour Mariah May. As May nears the ring side area, Sakizaki flies over the ropes and splashes onto her to get things started between the two with a bang. The action finds its way in the ring where Sakizaki goes for the cover right off the bat. She only gets a count of two. May fights back and gets enough momentum to trade strikes with Sakizaki, who hits a rolling elbow that sends the champ to the ropes. But Mariah evades a tiger fin kick to get a breather on the outside. Yoka slowly gets to her feet as the champ creates enough space for a running shotgun dropkick that sends her back down. May fights back. Okay, I'm sorry, I lost my. Okay, rings. May brings her challenger back into the ring, spinning side slam by Mariah for the cover, but Yuka manages to kick out. May brings her up to her feet before popping her against the ropes, building up speed to drive herself into Sakizaki. The champ sends Yuka to the corner, sending her for a hurricanrana, but the challenger catches her, trapping May against the ropes before the count forces a break. Brian starts fighting back, setting up for a Mayday, but Yuka counters for a 2 count. After some more back and forth action, May spikes Sakizaki on her head and covers her for the win. Once the match wrapped up, Willow Nightingale's theme hits and she runs to the ring to a big pop. She gets in May's face, but then we hear the theme for Mina Shirakawa. Willow turns to see who it is, and May blasts her with the title belt to lay her out. May runs up the ramp and hoists Mina up and spins her in circles while hugging her. Mina seems stunned. The commentators say she didn't want that. Sakizaki runs up and chases May off as Mina continues to play the confusion from there. And we should get sent to another commercial break. So winner is still AEW Women's World Champion, the Glamour Mariah May. Alright, main event coming up. AEW World Championship No More Contender match, Jon Moxley versus Darby Allin. Alright, main event time. When we return from break, we hear the familiar sounds of Jon Moxley's new theme song, and out he comes, accompanied by Marina Shafir through the crowd inside Arthur Ashe Stadium for our final match of the evening, where the winner moves on to become the next challenger for Bryan Danielson's AEW World Championship. Darby Allin's catchy ass entrance tune hits next, and out he comes. Still wearing this fluffy ass pink ass dragon. He enters the ring, and he and Mox have a tense stare down before things get going. The bell sounds, and we're fresh off of running with this one. Blah blah. We see Moxie. Oh shit! Come on. We see Moxie get the early offensive upper hand as he gets the quick jump on Allin. He beats Allin down and focuses on the arms and legs of his opposition. He sends Allin into the corner with authority with a hammer throw. Darby flies through and crashes and burns on the floor at ringside. Back inside the ring, Mox has Darby's mouth open up, and on the ring ropes, he begins kicking the crap out of the ring ropes, and we see a super close-up camera shot of an observed amount of dark, thick blood pouring out of Darby's mouth. I think he kicked him for real. Yeah, okay. Let's make sure where I was at. Anyways, Darby eventually starts to fight back, bloody as hell and all. As the action spells out to the floor as it does, we see Darby get briefly distracted by Marina Shafir. This allows Mox to take over. Mox heads into the ring and distracts the referee while Shafir puts the boots to Allin. Mox heads out to the floor, grabs Darby's hand from the inside ring, and pulls it forward to his shoulders. Is on the ring post and being yanked by Mox, who pulls back like he's trying to rip it directly out of it. out of the socket as Mox continues to deliver punishment to Allen. We shift gears into a final commercial break of the evening. When we return, we see Mox still very much in a comfortable offensive lead. He is dominating Allen with the relative whatever ease at this point and being arrogant while doing it. Allen surprises him with an offensive comeback and slaps Mox in a near match-ending guillotine choke. Um, Come on. Mox hangs in there and the fight continues on the floor. Mox takes over and starts tearing out the protective mats surrounding the ringside area, exposing the unforgiving solid floor beneath it. He plants Allen face first into it and heads into the ring to taunt the fans. Alright, Allen won't stay down, however, and fans break out in a loud, "You can't kill him" chant. The commentators even point out on the broadcast, Mox slaps Allen in a rear naked choke and begins squeezing the hell out of it. Allen looks to be out, but upon fans shouting his name, he shows some movement and tries again to escape. Mox switches to the bulldog choke and squeezes for all he's got again. Darby seemed to be fading again, but again hung in there, grit his teeth, and made it to the rails to force the hold to be released. The "You can't kill him" chants break out again. Darby fights back, and he and Mox end up on the middle rope, trading shots at the crowd. Big comes to the life in the background. Once again, Allen looks for something big, but Mox counters in midair with an avalanche Death Rider for the pinfall victory. With the win, Mox will now move on to challenge Bryan Danielson for the AEW World Championship. Speaking of whom, Danielson comes out with a hoodie on and attacks Mox from behind. He has a necktie which puts Mox around, which he puts around Moxie's neck. No firing here. This ain't Justin Roberts and this ain't WB. Marina Shafir immediately jumps on Danielson's back to try and help Mox. Claudio and Casanoli and Pac also run out. Pride Party come out to try and even up the numbers game. They do enough to get everyone out of the ring, but Mox and Danielson get laid out on the floor for their efforts. Alright. Alright, Danielson has Mox in position for his running knee, but Mox's crew pulls him under the ropes to the floor to save him. Danielson gets on the mic and says he declares war against Mox. He says it will be the two of them fighting for the AEW World Championship at AEW Wrestle Dream. He vows to kick his ass, but says no, but says so in more colorful fashion than that. Europe's final countdown plays again as Xavier confirms Mox versus Danielson for the AEW title for the October 12th AEW Wrestle Dream preview. That's how the 2024 installment of AEW Grand Slam goes out there and stuff. So winner and new number one contender, Jon Moxley. So yeah, good show tonight and stuff, and some good matches stuff. So yeah, the tag team one was good. I enjoyed that one a lot. But anyways, that was it for this video. Hope you like it or not, whatever. I don't care. Anyways, hit that button, leave a comment and stuff, subscribe. Yeah, leave a comment. If you guys want to leave a comment, I don't care what you guys do. And anyways, that was it. And I see you guys in next video for WWE Friday Night SmackDown and AEW Rampage, right? Laters.